What are some of your greater inspirations and influences?
Horror, like the old Italian horror movies, you know, like Lucio Fulci and all that stuff.
Cool socks.
Thanks.
What up, peoples? We've got a very special interview lined up for your earballs today. I got to sit down with David F. Sandberg himself to talk about his latest film, Annabelle Creation.
Whoa, that's cool.
It was cool. You weren't there.
Thanks for reminding me.
This guy has had quite a career already.
David directed the super popular horror film Lights Out, based off of his award-winning short film version.
You know what's really cool about that?
What?
Lights Out featured Gabe Bateman, who was also featured in the pilot episode of Outcast. Here's the clip. And Annabelle Creation features Talitha Bateman, Gabe's sister.
What do you need?
So without further ado, we present to you this dweeb and David F. Sandberg. Here we go.
Creepy doll, roll the clip.
How's it going, guys? We are here sitting with David F. Sandberg. We're gonna chat it up.
Let's chat it up.
Let's start off. I want to know, how did you get your start in the business? I mean, what was your first official gig?
Official really was Lights Out, the feature. Because I mean,
unofficial.
Well, unofficial. So I mean, back home in Sweden, I was trying to make a living doing like little animations and stuff. That was something I could do all by myself. You didn't have to like rely on everyone else. You could just sit at home and make your little movies. Hi.
Hi. What's wrong?
Nothing.
All your own voices? Would you voice all the characters?
Yeah, well, if I needed women, I'd have someone come in.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'd make a terrible woman. But I uploaded one of those to YouTube when it was new. So this was in 2006. I think YouTube came in 2005 or something like that. So, yeah. And it went viral in like Scandinavia because it was in Swedish. And all of a sudden I got like little offers from people like, hey, we want to make a fun little commercial for our company or something like that. So I sort of registered as a company and started doing like, okay, I'll do that. And, you know, for little pieces of money here and there. But I felt that what I really wanted to do was genre movies, like horror movies and stuff like that, which is what I started out doing when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah.
What happened was my wife, Lotta Lostin, and I, we were like, well, let's do them ourselves. You know, like we have, because of these little jobs I'd done, I've been able to buy a better camera and a little bit of gear. So we did a little short called Cam Closer. That I put up on my YouTube, and it was kind of weird because I now had this following for my sort of humorous animated things, and all of a sudden there was a horror movie, and people were like, "What the hell?"
Just blindsided them.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun, and we figured let's just keep doing that. And then we saw this online contest where make an under 3-minute horror short and win prizes. So we figured, well, that's what we're doing now. Let's do that. Yeah. So we made Lights Out for that contest. It didn't make like the top 6, but I did win the best director. So we were like, this is awesome. And then we sort of forgot about that and let's just make more shorts. And yeah, then that went viral, and because it wasn't in Swedish, it got a really big spread.
Well, that's great. So why horror? I mean, where did that come from? Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it sort of started when I was like 10 or something like that, when I, wanted to see these things that I wasn't supposed to see,
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah, no, I think it started because of that, like this is forbidden, I'm not supposed to. But then it's just always stuck around for some reason.
Okay. Was there like a film or something in particular that you remember kind of?
Yeah, I mean, the first ones were like Nightmare on Elm Street, and like Child's Play.
Yeah.
Poltergeist. A lot of those sort of 80s, because I was a kid in the late 80s, early 90s.
We're going to transition here to a little more current. You recently have, I know this wasn't anything, but it was made into a huge headline, but you would be interested in taking up a Nightmare on Elm Street? Or something like Critters.
They've come a long way, and they're hungry.
I mean, what is it? Those alone are very different films, but what is it about both of those projects that you would like to tackle?
It's very weird having gone from just a nerd sitting at home, chatting online with people, to now still being a nerd sitting at home chatting online with people, but whenever I do it, it turns into articles.
Yeah.
It's super weird. Yeah. So, I mean, the origin of that was just someone asking me, like, is there any franchise you would want to take on? And I was like, well, I'm working with New Line, and it was like, they have a lot of fun franchises that I grew up with, like Nightmare on Elm Street and Critters.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe there's something to do there, if you take it in a very different direction, not just reboot it and like do the same thing again.
Yeah.
So that's about as much thought as I have given that.
If you enjoyed that and want to see more, become an insider and go watch the full-length interview on our website. The link is down there. But also go see his latest film, Annabelle Creation, which is currently in theaters. I watched it and gave it 4 spooky spiders out of 4 spooky spiders.
Go follow us on our social media jams, become an insider like Ian said, and we'll see you next week. Bye! Is short Lights Out? Oh, I get it. Now that it was called Lights Out.
Oh yes, the short is Lights Out.
It was just like a short period of time where the lights were out. Anyway.